Hello, good evening and welcome to the Competitive Edges Daily Current Affairs series. Today is 24th August 2026 daily. We are here to help aspirants of civil services, APPSC Group 1 and 2, UPSC, SSC, RRB, Bank PO exams, Police SI and Constables, Junior and Degree College lecturers. Let's dive straight into the news. Moving on to news related to national. The Allahabad High Court ruled that the government cannot force private landowners to execute sale deeds or land acquisition. Background: the court clarified the distinct legal boundaries between voluntary sale and compulsory land acquisition processes. Pronounced by the Allahabad High Court. Ruled that government authorities cannot forcibly obtain consent for executing sale deeds. Directed authorities to stop harassing petitioners. Constitutional references, Article 300 of the Constitution of India regarding the right to property. Unchecked industrial waste pileup caused severe chromium contamination, leading to yellow-colored groundwater and yellow-green topsoil across at least 3 villages in Uttar Pradesh. Affected region, 3 villages in Uttar Pradesh. Primary pollutant, industrial chromium waste. Key indicators, yellow-colored groundwater and yellow-green topsoil. Data and industry sources revealed that pumps and components exported to the United States by India-based companies have negligible Chinese ownership. Export destinations include the United States of America. Involved sectors include industrial pumps and components manufactured by India-based entities. Data indicates minimal Chinese ownership in these specific supply chain routes. Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister directed district administrations of Panna and Chhatarpur to conduct house-to-house surveys to address grievances of families affected by the Ken-Betwa project. Districts involved, Panna and Chhatarpur in Madhya Pradesh. Project Ken-Betwa River Interlinking Project. Directive: house-to-house survey for grievance redressal of affected families. India's emerging agrivoltaics model enables farmers to simultaneously cultivate crops beneath solar panels, diversifying income sources. Background: adoption remains limited primarily to pilot projects due to high upfront costs, financing constraints, and uneven policy support. Concept: cultivation of crops beneath solar panels. Primary benefits: electricity generation and diversified farm income. Major challenges: high upfront capital costs, financing constraints, and uneven policy support. The ICG and the Indian Navy launched joint rescue operations after a Panama-flagged cargo vessel sunk off the Odisha coast with 24 crew members on board. Incident: sinking of a Panama-flagged cargo vessel. Location: off the coast of Odisha. Total personnel on board, 24 crew members. Rescuing agencies, Indian Coast Guard and Indian Navy. Adluri Lakshman reviewed scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, and backward class welfare schemes at Utnur and proposed raising fund shortages under the Integrated Tribal Development Agency. Location: Utnur. Key entity: Integrated Tribal Development Agency. Emergency fund demand: 42 crore rupees for Integrated Tribal Development Agency, Utnur. A Panama-flagged cargo ship carrying 24 crew members sunk off the Odisha coast, prompting immediate deployment by the Indian Coast Guard and Indian Navy. Vessel flag: Panama. Total crew members: 24. Location: Odisha coast. Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister ordered a comprehensive house-to-house survey in villages affected by the Ken-Betwa project to evaluate ground realities. Background: the Ken-Betwa River Interlinking project aims to boost irrigation, drinking water supply, and energy generation in the Bundelkhand region. Target sector: irrigation, drinking water supply, and energy. Action ordered: house-to-house survey in project-affected villages. Union Minister Shri Prahlad Joshi stated that the new National Education Policy has given additional emphasis on skill development and value-based teaching. Focuses on skill development and moral values. Statement made by Union Minister Shri Prahlad Joshi. The Central Bureau of Investigation booked a former Directorate General of Civil Aviation official and aviation firms for alleged corruption, undue favors to flying schools, and suspicious aircraft transactions. Agency involved: Central Bureau of Investigation. Target: former Directorate General of Civil Aviation official and aviation firms. Charges: corruption and undue favors to flying schools. Maharashtra introduced a draft law limiting private coaching classes to 5 hours daily, following controversies surrounding the National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test paper leak. State: Maharashtra. Daily limit set 5 hours. Trigger: National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test paper leak. The Enforcement Directorate raided houses linked to Gangawar in Karnataka and Uttar Pradesh concerning a Public Service Commission scam. Investigating agency: Enforcement Directorate. States involved: Karnataka and Uttar Pradesh. Context: Public Service Commission scam. A National Institution for Transforming India Ayog report highlighted that 8.7 crore youth are neither in education, employment, nor training, while 2 crore people are unemployed. Publishing body: National Institution for Transforming India Ayog. Youth not in education, employment, or training: 8.7 crore. Unemployed population: 2 crore. Karnataka Minister Shri Madhu Bangarappa announced that the Education Department will offer schooling from lower kindergarten to class 12 in both Kannada and English languages. Target classes: lower kindergarten to class 12. Languages offered: Kannada and English. Announced by Karnataka Education Minister Shri Madhu Bangarappa. The Indian Coast Guard successfully rescued 2 individuals after a Panama flagged vessel sunk in the Bay of Bengal. Vessel status: Panama flagged carrying iron ore from Paradip port to China. Incident location: approximately 230 nautical miles from the Paradip coast of Odisha. Agency leading search: Indian Coast Guard. Rescued count: 2 persons. Police filed multiple first information reports following clashes with job aspirants protesting against recruitment examination irregularities in Jharkhand. Incidents location: districts of Giridih and Hazaribagh in Jharkhand. Legal action: 3 first information reports registered. Accused statistics: 28 named and approximately 900 unnamed individuals. The Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas is directing district-level officers to accelerate the transition from liquefied petroleum gas to piped natural gas. Ministry involved: Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. Primary objective: drive LPG to PNG transition. Implementation level: district-level officers. Members of Parliament from Kerala announced a hunger strike on Onam to protest the Railway Board's decision to shift Mangaluru from the Palakkad division to the Mysore division. Protest action: hunger strike on Onam. Administrative change: Mangaluru shifted from Palakkad division to Mysore division. Authority responsible: Railway Board. The Supreme Court of India agreed to hear a petition seeking a Central Bureau of Investigation probe into alleged irregularities in the Jharkhand recruitment examination. Target agency requested: Central Bureau of Investigation. Current probe body to be replaced: State Criminal Investigation Department. Target of probe: public officials and examination agencies involved in Jharkhand exam. Constitutional references: Article 136 of the Constitution of India, Special Leave Petition to Supreme Court. The Government of Tamil Nadu ordered quality checks on alcohol content across all distilleries following directives from the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. Background: the controversy emerged after the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India flagged compliance issues, leading to actions against specific liquor variants. The Food Safety and Standards Authority of India issued directives resulting in TASMAC banning 11 liquor variants. The banned variants were produced by Enrica Enterprises. Action was initiated on 13th August following quality compliance concerns. Both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha were adjourned, sine die on 13th August, awaiting formal prorogation. Background: adjournment sine die terminates a sitting of Parliament for an indefinite period, whereas prorogation formally ends the session itself. Both houses of Parliament were adjourned, sine die on 13th August. Prorogation typically occurs within 3 to 4 days following adjournment sine die. The session referenced is the monsoon session. Constitutional references: Article 85 of the Constitution of India empowers the President to prorogue either House of Parliament and dissolve the Lok Sabha. The Remote Sensing Center in Tamil Nadu is utilizing satellite-based data to analyze geology, geomorphology, and lineaments to assist in water resource estimation and planning. The Remote Sensing Center analyzes geology, geomorphology, and lineament details. Data is derived from satellite-based observations to aid water users' departments. The initiative aims to improve water resource planning and conservation. The government of Tamil Nadu launched a 500 crore rupees river desilting project under the Rural Development Department to rejuvenate water bodies. Total project outlay: 500 crore rupees. Scope of work: rejuvenation of 11,000 canals and 800 water bodies. Implementing scheme: BBG RAM-G scheme of the Rural Development Department. Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi interacted with Chief Executive Officers and founders of space startups, emphasizing policy consistency and India's cost advantage. Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi highlighted the cost advantage of the Indian space sector. Emphasis was placed on consistency in government policies to provide assurance to risk-takers. Interaction involved founders and chief executive officers of domestic space startups. Archaeologist Amarnath renewed calls for the government to release the Kiladi excavation report to facilitate public debate. Background: Kiladi is a prominent excavation site in Tamil Nadu that provides evidence of an ancient civilization associated with the Sangam era. The report has been submitted to the authorities. The appeal demands public release to initiate academic and public debates. The demand was raised on the sidelines of Makkal Isai Vija. Urban experts highlighted the need for greater resident participation and decentralized growth under the Chennai Metropolitan Development Authority Third Master Plan. The plan focuses on decentralized growth, increased housing, and better land use. It aims to address future urban needs through inclusive civic engagement. Karnataka initiated an employment push aimed at reducing rural to urban migration. The policy targets local job creation to curb distress migration. Emphasis is placed on boosting regional industries and rural livelihoods. Political leaders raised questions regarding the appointment of non-Muslims to Muslim religious institutions amidst ongoing debates. The leader of the opposition questioned the administrative framework governing religious endowments. Discussions centered on autonomy and management of minority institutions. The central government retained security funding cover for 38 former Naxal-hit districts across the country. Background: the Ministry of Home Affairs implements specific funding mechanisms to sustain developmental and security gains in LWE affected regions. Total districts retaining security funding cover: 38. Chhattisgarh has the highest number of legacy and thrust districts with 13. The initiative ensures continued financial support for infrastructure and policing. Assam Chief Minister Shri Himanta Biswa Sarma announced that the state is in the final stage of partner selection to build its own satellite, named Assamicity. Project name: Assamicity. Shift in paradigm: Assam moves from being a mere user of satellite data to an active participant in the spacetech ecosystem. Objective: to enable faster and evidence-based governance using remote sensing data. Maharashtra introduced financial incentives for tribal participation to tackle the high malaria burden in the Gadchiroli district. Location: Gadchiroli district, Maharashtra. Incentive for family member: 500 rupees given if a tribal member approaches the health system and tests positive. Incentive for traditional healer: 500 rupees given for referring a malaria case to formal healthcare. Target: early detection and treatment in remote tribal pockets. The Indian Council of Medical Research stated that no new H1N1 influenza strain has been detected in India and existing vaccines are sufficient. Background: seasonal influenza outbreaks are monitored continuously by public health laboratories under the apex research body. Issuing body: Indian Council of Medical Research. Finding: circulating strains are well matched with current vaccine strains. Risk group: people with underlying medical conditions remain vulnerable to complications. Nature of illness: seasonal flu is self-limiting in healthy individuals. Static GK, Indian Council of Medical Research Headquarters, New Delhi, apex body for formulation, coordination and promotion of biomedical research in India. The Uttar Pradesh government launched new stores to integrate khadi with employment generation in rural economies. Focus sectors: khadi, handloom and silk sectors. Objective: boost rural economy and generate localized employment opportunities. Strategy: opening new retail outlets to widen market access for artisans. Political parties have commenced strategy meetings in preparation for upcoming state legislative assembly elections. Scheduled year for elections: 2027. States going to polls: Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Goa, Himachal Pradesh and Gujarat. Constitutional references: Article 170 of the Constitution of India specifies the composition of the legislative assemblies. Defence Minister Shri Rajnath Singh virtually presided over the Bhumi Pujan ceremony for expansion projects of Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers and Yantra India Limited. Defence Minister Shri Rajnath Singh presided over the ceremony. 3 expansion projects for Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers. 2 projects for Yantra India Limited. Aims to position India as a global shipbuilding hub. Moving on to news related to international. Bilateral trade negotiations between the US and Canada broke down in Washington, triggering a 50% US tariff, impacting approximately $20 billion worth of goods. Location of failed talks: Washington, D.C. Tariff imposed: 50% US tariff. Value of impacted goods: approximately $20 billion. The China Manned Space Agency abruptly postponed the ambitious Chang'e-7 lunar mission as it failed to meet launch conditions for the planned orbit window. Background: Chang'e-7 is part of China's ambitious lunar exploration program aimed at exploring the south pole of the moon. Mission: Chang'e-7 Lunar Mission. Agency: China Manned Space Agency. Reason: did not meet launch conditions for the planned window. NVIDIA notified customers about artificial intelligence related price hikes exceeding 15% effective on systems shipped early next year. Company: NVIDIA. Price hike percentage: above 15%. Affected flagship chips, Vera Rubin and Grace Blackwell. Union Minister Shri Piyush Goyal is set to lead a 200-member business delegation to Japan for a 4-day visit focusing on trade, investment, and high-tech manufacturing. Leader: Union Minister Shri Piyush Goyal. Delegation size: 200 members. Duration: 4 days. Focus: high-tech manufacturing, trade, and investment with Japan. Neeraj Chopra will lead a 73-member Indian athletics squad at the Asian Games 2026 scheduled from 19th September to 4th October. Leader: Neeraj Chopra. Squad size: 73 members. Event dates: 19th September to 4th October 2026. Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba is raising 10 billion United States dollars through a share sale to fund its artificial intelligence expansion. Capital target, 10 billion United States dollars. Number of shares offered, 710 million shares. Share price, 112.7 Hong Kong dollars each. Anthropic, the maker of the Claude platform, has recruited a former Google chip veteran to strengthen its hardware and compute team. Company involved, Anthropic, maker of Claude platform. New hire role joins the compute team to push into hardware. Background of appointee, former Google chip veteran. OpenAI has slashed developer pricing for its Frontier GPT 5.6 Sol model by more than 20%. Model affected, Frontier GPT 5.6 Sol model. Price reduction, greater than 20% for developers. Exclusions, pricing for Pro, Plus, and business subscriptions remains unchanged. The Illanka Tamil Arasu Katchi party in Sri Lanka is seeking a referendum against the proposed 22nd Amendment regarding the retirement age of judges. Party involved, Illanka Tamil Arasu Katchi. Contested bill, proposed 22nd Amendment. Core objection, changes to judicial tenure affect people's sovereignty. National Security Advisor Shri Ajit Doval visited China to hold bilateral discussions with Foreign Minister Wang Yi. The 25th round of Special Representatives talks was held on Tuesday. Shri Ajit Doval represented India, and Foreign Minister Wang Yi represented China. Discussions focused on resolving bilateral and diplomatic issues between the two nations. Shri Piyush Goyal led a business delegation to Japan to boost bilateral trade, investments, and cooperation in high-technology manufacturing. Led by Shri Piyush Goyal, Minister of Commerce and Industry. Aimed at boosting bilateral trade, investments, and next-generation industries. Focused on high-technology manufacturing sectors. Proposed visits by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi to Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan aim to reinforce regional priorities and diplomatic engagements. Involves potential visits to Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan. Aimed at strengthening regional ties and diplomatic outreach in Central Asia. Moving on to news related to state, Andhra Pradesh. Agriculture Minister Shri K. Achannadu announced a proposed 4-lane highway to link Mulapeta Port with Bhogapuram Airport to boost industrial development and employment. Connecting points, Mulapeta Port and Bhogapuram Airport. Project type, 4-lane highway. Announced by Agriculture Minister Shri K. Achannadu. Concerns were raised regarding the drop in enrollment in government schools in Andhra Pradesh, alongside proposed reforms to introduce the International Baccalaureate System. Plans include introducing the International Baccalaureate System to help students compete globally. The focus is on educational reforms within state-run schools in Andhra Pradesh. Hyundai and the Indian Institute of Technology Madras launched a cancer aid program with an online nomination facility for underprivileged children. Partnership, Hyundai and Indian Institute of Technology Madras. Target beneficiaries, poor children requiring cancer treatment. Mechanism, online nomination facility accessible to doctors, hospitals, parents, caregivers, and non-governmental organizations. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Shri Nara Chandrababu Naidu paid tributes to Tanguturi Prakasam Panthulu on his birth anniversary. Background, Tanguturi Prakasam Panthulu, famously known as Andhra Kesari, was a prominent freedom fighter and the first Chief Minister of the erstwhile Andhra state. Epithet, Andhra Kesari, Lion of Andhra. Role, First Chief Minister of Andhra state. Commemoration, birth anniversary observed with tributes paid by state leaders including Shri Nara Chandrababu Naidu. The South Central Railway Vijayawada Division enhanced its green energy capacity by installing 4,864 kilowatt peak solar power systems. Solar capacity installed, 4,864 kilowatt peak. Energy generation, April to July current financial year 19,90,741 units. Financial savings, 1.85 crore rupees. Reported by Divisional Railway Manager, Vijayawada. Historians highlighted the neglect of the Paga tombs, noting that the tomb of Hussain Unnisa Begum serves as the resting place of Nizamwi. Background: the Paga tombs are burial grounds belonging to the nobility of the Paga family, who were prominent figures under the Nizams of Hyderabad. Tomb of Hussain Unnisa Begum is the resting place of Nizamwi. Located in Hyderabad, Telangana. Noted for distinctive stucco work and architectural significance. Static GK: the Paga tombs exhibit a unique blend of Asaf Jahi and Rajput architectural styles. A study by the National Institute of Nutrition found that environmental lead exposure contributes to increased cellular stress and nerve cell damage. Conducted by the National Institute of Nutrition. Highlighted that environmental lead exposure worsens cellular stress. Induces significant nerve cell damage. Static GK, National Institute of Nutrition headquarters is located in Hyderabad, Telangana. A 16.2-kilometer cyclothon was organized by Rashtrapati Nilayam in collaboration with the National Mineral Development Corporation to mark National Space Day. Event: 16.2-kilometer cyclothon. Organized by Rashtrapati Nilayam in collaboration with the National Mineral Development Corporation and local cycling groups. Held in Hyderabad to mark National Space Day. The central government and the state administration planned to utilize rural job funds for temple road connectivity works across Andhra Pradesh. Target: over 100 major pilgrim centers. Funding source: rural job funds, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. Focus: construction and improvement of temple road infrastructure. Union Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia called for practical sporting partnerships during the BRICS Sports Ministers meeting in Visakhapatnam. Location: Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. Key participant: Union Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia. Outcome: adoption of a joint declaration committing to athlete exchanges, sports technology, manufacturing, and inclusion among BRICS nations. Andhra Pradesh secured an approved annual plan allocation for the Ayush sector for the financial year 2026-27 to upgrade traditional medicine infrastructure. Approved allocation: 185.75 crore rupees. Financial year 2026-27. Utilization: funding mobile medical units, dispensary upgrades, medicines, and new wellness facilities. The healthcare scheme coverage limit in Telangana was raised to 3 lakh rupees, encompassing a wide range of approved medical and surgical packages. New coverage limit: 3 lakh rupees. Total approved packages: 1,816 approved medical and surgical packages. Region: Telangana. This is all for now. Let us meet again in the next session of Current Affairs. Until then, test your knowledge by attempting quizzes. If our resources are useful to you and think may benefit your friends, well-wishers and neighborhood, share the links to them. And finally, don't forget to like and subscribe so that you won't miss latest updates. Also coming soon on our channel, General Studies series, Arithmetic and Mental Ability series, and Verbal and Non-Verbal Reasoning. Stay tuned.